getting a bit late. 25 past 10. So there should be about now. Hello. I can't see a fucking thing. My spectacles on. So, blind as it. I hear you've been waiting for me. Hello. I hear you have been waiting for me. Would you like to cross the river now? Do I look like I'm joking? Okay. No. I think I said something on the other film, but I wasn't right. Now, the nurses are doing a great job with this coronavirus. They are doing an excellent job. Fucking amazing job. Lots of people still dying from this virus, isn't it? It's a fucking weird time. Everybody's stuck indoors. Aren't you bored shitless? I know everybody is stuck indoors. And thank you to the National Health Service now because of this coronavirus and all that. And I think you're doing a fucking amazing job. I should get paid another zero onto the end of your pay packet, like 500 to 5,000. They should add another zero onto your pay packet. Dangerous job being a nurse, isn't it? It's not such a dangerous job being dead, actually. It's quite weird, actually. Death ain't so bad, really. Get a lot of bad publicity, don't we? Death, you get a lot of bad publicity, you know. Or you get, say, you know, you might die and you might go to heaven. Or you could die and go to hell. What a load of bollocks. Did you know every day you go to sleep, don't you? And your body is basically unconscious, yeah? Truth is, every day you get tired. Every day you go to bed, yeah? Yes. And when you go to bed, your mind turns off, doesn't it? Sorry. Every day you go to bed, your mind turns off. Let's get this in there. I like the mask. Well, everyone's got to wear masks, they told me. Well, apparently. We've got the coronavirus. I got it. Oh. So there's a coronavirus, like. So we've all got to wear masks now. Okay, that's fair enough. Where the fucking... So anyway, yeah. No, the reason I'm wearing a mask is we've got the coronavirus now. So just to be on the safe side, you know. Don't want you catching it. I mean, there's so much that people can take before he gets knackers every day. There's a lot of people in it, 900s or 500s or 300s or... Well, I mean, back then again, people have been dying forever. They always will be, but... Amazing job. Isn't it amazing how the government has got all this money? 340 billion, well, billions of endless amounts of money. Okay, look. Everybody's... Isn't it strange? Last year... last year, in 1999, sorry, I can't see very well, I've got my spectacles. Last year, right, in 1999, the National Health Service was struggling to fucking survive, man. And you know, it was like people were being treated in hospital corridors and shit like that, man. Fucking bad it was in 1999. Now all of a sudden the government is saying, oh, how wonderful we are. Well, of course they're wonderful, they'd treat you. I would have treated you sooner if you had to fucking listen. By the way, I can't see a thing now. But now I'm saying sort of like the National Health Service have been struggling for about the last 20 or 30 years, whatever, because you don't give them enough money. Have the smokers tax, man. Funny thing is, you know how the government keeps blaming cigarettes for smoking, yeah? Do you mind if I take this mask off a bit? Because I'm suffocating. So we've got to give my gloves back. They're supposed to ask us, but I heard them. Hold on. Anyway, for about the last 30 odd years, or 40 years, the government has been hacking on smokers, hasn't it? The government has been hacking on smokers a lot for the last sort of like 40 odd years. Can you hold on? Hold on. No, wait, back a minute. Give me a second. I've got to hang up my coat. So I've got to hang up my coat. Have you got a nail handy? I've got to hang up my coat. Anyway, yes, so I was saying it's like, so, because apparently we're to blame for cancer, and apparently they're making menthol cigarettes illegal now, aren't they? You know, they're making sort of like menthol cigarettes illegal. Now, it's 2020, isn't it? And now they're making menthol cigarettes illegal. You know, first you got to hide the fucking cigarettes behind shutters so no one sees them, and this and that, and loads of fucking gobbledygook. You know, it's a load of fucking shit. You know, in the year 1950, you had 18,318 deaths from cancer. It's true. Absolutely true. Sorry, Mr. Grimsby. In 1950, you had 18,318 deaths from cancer in the UK. And 50% of the UK still smoked cigarettes. Literally 50%, that's 25,000 people. Did you know in the year 1950? So 25 million, beg pardon, 25 million. I keep forgetting numbers. In the year 1950, 25 million people in Britain smoked cigarettes, right? And there was 18,318 deaths from cancer. In the year 2019, there were 150,000 deaths from cancer. Yet only 12% of Britons still smoke cigarettes. Now, if people stop smoking cigarettes, if cigarettes are to blame for cancer, I know I keep going over it. If cigarettes are to blame for cancer, then explain to me, why is cancer increasing when smoking is decreasing? You see, if smoking is to blame for cancer and everyone gives up smoking, you should get less deaths from cancer, shouldn't you? Isn't it true? Yeah? If smoking a cigarette causes cancer and everyone has given up smoking cigarettes, then surely you should get less cancer. Yeah? In 1950, you had 18,000 18,318 deaths from cancer. Yeah? 18,318 in 1950, yeah? And you had 25 million people smoking cigarettes, half the population. Half the population of Britain, half the population of Britain smoked cigarettes in 1950. Right? Okay. So, there's 18,318 deaths, right? Now, in 2019, 2020 now, isn't it? 2019, you had about 150,000 deaths from cancer. But only 12% of Britons still smoked cigarettes. Only 12% of Britons still smoked cigarettes in 2019. Only 12% of us smoke cigarettes. Yet cancer is 150,000. Yet you've given up cigarettes, or you don't smoke cigarettes. You still get cancer. Cancer has nothing to do with cigarettes. Watch no smoking again if you want. 18,315 in 1950 when 25 million people smoked cigarettes. Half the population smoked cigarettes. And now in 2019 you have 19%, or 12%, 12% who smoke cigarettes. Do I have to do maths again? Anyway, so you can't really blame cigarettes on cancer because you got cancer and you don't smoke. Most people, 90% of people with cancer, including my mother has cancer too, you know. Seriously, my mother has cancer too. But 90% of cancer patients do not smoke cigarettes, have never smoked a cigarette. It's very true. 90% of cancer deaths have nothing to do with smoking. Why do you make tobacco illegal? Why do you want to make tobacco illegal when 90% of cancers are non-smokers? There was that kid who died in fact, quite a few kids died last year. There are quite a few children who have cancer. So how can you possibly blame cigarettes on cancer? How can you possibly blame cigarettes on cancer when 90% of cancers are non-smokers? So 90% of cancer victims are non-smokers. Okay? They don't smoke cigarettes. So why blame cigarettes when 25 million people smoke cigarettes? You had 18,000 deaths. When 12% of people smoke, you got 150,000 people dying of cancer. I don't think you can blame cigarettes on cancer, mate, if you don't smoke. If you do not smoke, then how can you blame cigarettes on cancer? It is the treatment, the chemotherapy, the radioactive therapy that kills you, not the cancer. I swear to God. It is not the cancer that kills you. It is the radioactive treatment. It is the chemotherapy that kills you. Honest to God, that's true. It's not the cancer that's killing you. It is the treatment. I've got to go to bed because I feel like Gandalf. But truth is, yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Truth is, right, I'll probably go over people blame cigarettes for cancer and shit like that, right? But everybody's given up cigarettes, right? Most people don't smoke. Most people don't fucking smoke. And yet you have more cancer now than ever before. Less people smoke, but more people get cancer. You cannot blame cigarettes for cancer, can you? 50% of the human race used to smoke cigarettes, yeah? And in Britain, in 1950, 18,000 odd deaths, you know. Now, 11% of people smoke cigarettes, and you have 150,000 people dying of cancer. You know, 150 deaths, 150,000 deaths. And then you have, 300,000 people with cancer and 100,000 deaths. But you don't smoke cigarettes. 90% at least of cancer patients do not smoke. I'll lay you a bet, I know for a fact, 90% of cancer patients have never smoked a cigarette. How the fuck can you blame tobacco on cancer now? 2020 now. But how can you fucking blame cancer on cigarettes? 18,318 in 1950. 150,000 deaths in 2019. But you don't smoke. Yeah, you get cancer, but you don't smoke, do you? Therefore, if you do not smoke, how the fuck can you blame cancer on tobacco? Why do you blame smokers for cancer? How can you possibly blame tobacco on cancer? Little kid is smoking around the cot, are they? How can you possibly still blame cancer on cigarettes? How? 18,318 deaths in 1950, when half the population of Britain, 25 million people smoked cigarettes in 1950. 18,518, wherever. Now, in 2019, when 2019 you had 150,000 deaths from cancer. And you don't smoke. You got the cancer and you do not smoke. So why do you keep blaming cigarettes for cancer, man? Why? Why? You do not smoke, do you? Yes, you get cancer. A lot of people get cancer, yeah. But you do not smoke, do you? You do not fucking smoke. So how can you fucking blame cancer on smokers and ban tobacco when you do not smoke? They're banning menthol cigarettes in May, apparently. Menthol's good, especially if you get the flu. Seriously, if you get the flu, menthol cigarettes, if you smoke and you get the flu, menthol cigarettes are very good for you. Actually, good thing about being a smoker is people don't like smokers, do they? Most people don't like smokers, so you got to stand 2 feet away from them anyway, don't you? Truth is, most people hate cigarettes, don't they? In 2020, most people hate cigarettes. So you've got to stand about 2 meters away, don't you? You have to so to smoke a cigarette, because you're not allowed to smoke in pubs and you're not allowed to smoke in restaurants and shit like that, are you? 2020. And you're not allowed to smoke in pubs, you're not allowed to smoke in theatres, so you're not allowed to smoke anywhere really. So I guess sort of like, I've got to stand about 2 feet away from you anyway when I'm smoking a cigarette. So perhaps smoking a cigarette could be a defence against this coronavirus. I said something about the NHS in one of the films, but I apologise for that, of what I said, because about my teeth. I'm talking about the NHS service, the government thing. But the nurses are doing a magnificent job taking care of all the people with the corona. And they're putting their lives at risk every day, aren't they? Fucking nurses, about this coronavirus. The nurses are putting their lives at risk every fucking day. They should get another zero, just another zero on the end of their pay packet. So instead of sort of like 400 or 500 quid, they should get 5,000 quid a week. Make that permanent as well. They should make that permanent. Now you know how important it is for the health. But the point is, my teeth are fucked. I can't get them fixed on the National Health Service. They're disgusting, I know. So, I never get famous because my teeth are too fucked. Anyway, yes, I'm not talking about, I'm sorry about that. If I said anything wrong, I apologise. But National Health Service, nurses are doing and doctors are doing a fantastic job trying to take care of people with this virus. 900 or 700, 600, 500. I'm taking a daily count, aren't you? It's horrible, isn't it? Feels like saying, I feel like Count Dracula up in a castle, up in this town. The evil Count in this town. How many dead? I do sometimes feel a bit like that an evil vampire up in this castle. How many dead today, sir? Kind of like an evil count vampire. Evil Count vampire up in this castle. Okay. How many dead do we have today? It's terrible, isn't it, this virus? Like, we can't go anywhere. You can't even go to a pub or play a game with your mate. Well, I can play certain games with certain mates, but you can't go to a pub and you can't go to... In fact, I couldn't go to a pub anyway, because I'm not allowed to smoke in a pub. I haven't been allowed to smoke in a pub for the last 20 years or something. 10 or 20 years, whatever. I'm not allowed to smoke in pubs. I mean, you're not allowed to go on stage with a cigarette, are you, nowadays? 20, 18, 19. It's funny, this is going to change the world, this coronavirus, isn't it? Like complete economic collapse, all the businesses, fuck. Everything's going to fucking collapse with this corona, isn't it? Scary. Thank you for the nurses for doing the job, and you should get paid a hell of a lot more. I hope they're paying you danger money. I hope they're paying the nurses and doctors danger money. I'm trying to make up for the last things I was talking about, my teeth. All right, National Health Service, dental. Not very good. My teeth are completely fucked, you don't really listen to that. Anyway, I'll go to bed. But no, I mean, it's a wonderful job to do. But the point is, I'm sort of like thinking, this is going to be a complete economic collapse. I wonder if McDonald's will survive. I hope not. Plastic food, man. Come on. Have you ever eaten McDonald's? Doesn't it taste like a bit of plastic? Like, the cheese tastes like complete plastic. It's like you bite into the burger. The burger's fair enough if it's cooked fair enough. I went to a fucking cafe not so long ago, and then they cooked the burger on one side, and it was like, ooh, and the other side is hot. I want to find somewhere I can eat properly. Somewhere like a roast dinner house. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. An old English roast dinner and coffee house. Once this virus has gone. Because no one's allowed to go to anywhere, are we? None of us are allowed to go anywhere. We're stuck in our little fucking flats. It's funny because at least I've got my aquarium at the moment. I don't want